a fruit fly on the screen, guys. It might go in front of my camera, and it might look terrifying if that happens. So this is me. I feel like my chair is not tall enough. This IKEA footrest thingamabob multi thing is getting worn down, so I'll keep you guys posted. It looks like the little nubs that keeps it from sliding are coming off or rubbing off because I've been using it literally every day. I don't know why I don't want my feet on the floor. So today I wanted to discuss several different things right now. I have this common theme of me telling you that people tell me, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. You're not living right. You're not studying right. You're not cleaning right. You don't like to clean. You don't like this. You don't like that. You don't like to exercise. People come up to me and tell me what I do and do not like. They don't know what I like. And I know myself. I like too much. I like cleaning. I like organizing. I've been decluttering, and I need to go. I'll probably mark a time where I just take a break from some work and go ahead and just run out to the trash. Sometimes it's not. There's a vibe in this neighborhood where people scorn me, give me dirty looks regularly, every day. And you can imagine my face here when I'm in the apartment versus when I'm outside. My demeanor is like you close up because you don't want to be hurt and laughed at, and it's basically adult bullies. And it's sad because I think grow up, but it's like I've been watching bullies picking on kids, adults picking on kids. It's bad enough to be a bully at any age, but it's like such a coward to some people picking on people like that, to try to wear them down, and to especially pick on grown men picking on women and children. Like, come on, like, what is going on in your mental? I have, for many years, so not endorsing products or saying any medical, I've been doing this pit powder. I took the top off because it's old. I want to say 10 years. So it does have baking soda. Let me see. It has baking soda, arrowroot, calcium, something, clay, fenugreek, seed powder, grapefruit oil, lavender oil, geranium, tea tree, patchouli, I would say ylang ylang oil, and that's it. So I don't know if you mix oils with powders, if you can literally just shake it. I haven't done it yet. And I made a coconut, it's not even coconut oil, it's a coconut paste or something that I had made for my hair with some avocado. It's almost empty. And I have put it on my dry legs. I don't like to do a sharp razor. Speaking of razor, why does my finger feel cut? I like to use an electric razor. I'm like a dull razor person. I don't want the hair below my skin. Like, I don't want a sharp, smooth shave, if that makes sense, because I don't like the irritation it causes me and the ingrown hairs. So there are websites that say do this, do this, do this. I was taught, probably by magazines when I was a kid, to do it after you're in a warm shower or whatever, bath, and I feel like your skin cools off and I don't know what happens. Anyways, as someone with natural black hair, curly hair, that I cannot control at the root level, I just don't want to deal with certain things, and I get really irritated. I should put alcohol on my other razor. I just don't like things rubbing on, like, metal on my legs, because then they go from being not needing moisturizer to looking like I got attacked. I was thinking something over here is reminding me. I want to show you these bottles that I already showed you and try to figure out what to do. So I used to get these at People's Co-op in Portland, Oregon, and I think why do I feel like there was one that had a male and female version. I don't know if it's the same brand. Let's go ahead and look. So I know the price of everything keeps going up, and so the computer's slow. I don't want to keep paying higher and higher prices. So I actually bought the arrowroot. I have some, no, I just have arrowroot. I recently bought that, I think. I thought they had bought, see, that's what's weird. I feel like this has been sitting in the bathroom for like a year. So there's one right now that's still being used. This is Christopher's original. I'm like nosy, I gotta see what this is. Christopher's original formulas, B, F, and C powder with comfort. I wonder what that is. I don't even see, oh, here it is. I'm gonna see what this, I like this Christopher's. When I was a med student, there was something I used of Christopher's, and I was having a good time. Oh, the ointment. This white oak bark. Wild crafted white oak bark, comfrey. Black walnut leaf. Ooh, nice. Gravel root. Wild crafted marshmallow. Ooh, Himalayan skullcrap herb, organic wormwood, and herb and organic lobelia. Wow. External use only. I'm going to add this. Oh shoot, it's adding all three of these products. Oh, I'm just like using it as a placeholder because I got so distracted. Tissue and bone ointment. Okay, now let me find. I don't know what happened to what I was actually looking for. This is a disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes. So Amazon, someone gave it $12.99. I was thinking in my mind 6 something. Probably started at 3 something, 4 something, 5 something, 6 something. Now it's like Amazon has it for $13. Good Earth Store has it for $12. Is powder better than deodorant? So, because I stink, I don't use aluminum deodorant or antiperspirant. So I wonder what this size is. 4 ounces. What is this one? 4 ounces. So I'm not used to Good Earth. Okay, let's just add it to the cart. $11.99. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see what kind of food they have. Chamomile. I know what I do need. I do need the raspberry root. I was trying to see if I could go without. But I ordered from Vitacost and I didn't order it. I'm like, what was I thinking? There's not much food. It looks like a little bit of tea. So if I mix a bunch of stuff and oils and clay, it's hard to use baking soda because it's basic. And you don't, it's like kind of opposite, like, oh, not kind of, it's opposite of acid. So the two extremes could be irritating. So again, I'm just telling you my process was to go ahead and make this. I used most of the hair stuff, but if you rub it, especially on my dark skin, it'll leave all these white flecks. And I don't think I put beeswax in it, and I don't. So the other day I had to like keep rubbing my legs to see that friction, or like, you can see it but you can't feel it. So now my hands are warm, so I was like rubbing my legs, which is probably good. And I was like, oh no, every time I put this in my hair, it's probably got all these white, like, chunks of coconut, whatever it is, that won't melt. And I was concerned about the rug in there getting, like, you try to say, why is that still on my leg and on my elbows? And then it falls off. They have grease spots everywhere, then you're tracking grease. And so I'm really upset. And I know some people use a lot of oils. I like to use oils, but some people use so many oils, and then I just get concerned about my clothing and attracting dirt. But I'm like, you know what? You gotta live. You gotta enjoy your life. So I have some PTSD for the hair as a child, the TCB product. Let's see if they still sell it. Might as well look. And that product, I always call it petrolitone, but oh shoot, I was like, that did not work. hair grease. Oh, I wonder what the container was when I was a kid. Because I'm looking at these old ones. TCB hair and scalp. TCB naturals olive oil. So you end up with hair breaking off. Lots of this grease that parents put on. The combs and everything are all greasy. There's only one left in stock, guys, on Bonanza. I don't think I saw it on Bonanza. Let's see. Oh, okay. I was like, how do I get to the picture of the ingredients? Here we go. So, reduces hair break. So the first ingredient, I believe, is mineral oil. There's lanolin, so that's not vegan. There's paraffin. Oh, there's some oils. There's a bunch of so calendula and chamomile. So there's a bunch of plant in it. I thought it had well, mineral oil is petroleum. So this is $19.75. That's expensive, guys. And this Bonanza, 3 ounces. Wow. And then I have some other oil stuff that I do believe would be Bonanza is a selling site, right? I'm gonna open an account. Maybe that's what my problem is. Drop this thing. This is leaking out. It's getting greasy. So I have this I forgot about, the tea tree salve, and I used to put it on my foot. Let's see if it's rotten. Ugh, it doesn't smell great. I'm gonna put it on my foot. Now my hand's gonna be all dirty. Let's put a little. Oh, that was not a little bit. Let me. It was like a little bit. It doesn't smell rancid, but these. I was looking at essential oil storing and keeping, like, kind of for my clinic, and reading about putting it in a refrigerator, but it'd need to be its own refrigerator. So if we had kept one of our old fridges, we could put all kinds of like oils and any kind of oil. I mean, it would smell like that, but if you separate it from your food, then it wouldn't have the food smells. It'd just be a bunch of oils, essential oil, tea tree oil, coconut oils, to preserve the life of them, because you kind of, this is best by 12, 14, 24, but when it reaches air, it's going to be oxidizing, or however it's reacting to the air. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with this stuff. I just set it on one thing and I'm like, oh no. There's a reason it's in a bag, and there's greasy on the outside. So sometimes with these containers, I have a hard time opening it. It wasn't that bad right now, but in the wintertime, that stuff shrinks. And I think I was leaving certain things not shut all the way. And if you carry it around, it's hot. Maybe it's melting out. Let's open this Costco flyer. All right, $5.50 off San Pellegrino. Farm-raised Atlantic salmon. Isn't that funny? It has Atlantic salmon really big, and then it has farm-raised above it, which is like really small. And it's funny because it's like, when I see Atlantic salmon, I think that it's somebody caught it from the ocean. It's like, oh, it's this gourmet. I don't even know what that is. I wonder if they have a blender. I wonder if I even have a Costco account. Not account, but online account. I'm going to have to use, I said I'd use my blenders and all this stuff until they don't work anymore. So those are the 2 products that I wanted to talk about with you all today. Ooh, they have a Winx True HEPA. This looks small. Wi-Fi air. Why does that have to be Wi-Fi? Air purifier. I have a Winx. Let's go to Winx. I need to get the filter. I wonder if Costco actually has the filters for them. Let's look it up. I'm trying to trying to separate these tabs out because I got way too many tabs open. Let's go to, let's do Costco. I always want to spell it weird. Isn't that a type of, like, Costco without the T, a part of a thing my kids never have, the high chairs for babies or whatever. Let's see if Costco has Winx or Winx filters. Okay. And they have this thing. Ooh, this coupon is showing it for $99. Oh, after $30 off. And when I'm online, it shows it at the $129.99. So if I add it to the cart, how do you get the coupon? Let's see. Let's go to cart. I don't even know if I have. It doesn't even show me any coupons. So I guess these could be good. I had a coupon from Safeway and it was $1 off produce. And I went through the line. I got 2 things of produce and I got some rotten. I told you yesterday, rotten. I almost went to eat the mushrooms, but I was like, you know, it's not worth it. And I ended up emailing or doing a question upload or whatever you call it on their website. I didn't get the coupon. I made sure to say that I got 2 produce items, and then I did these were really sticky, like, and rotten, and they didn't look that bad from the outside, so someone could have repackaged them too. They could have taken the plastic off, made the ones on top look okay, but then when you get it out, you look underneath and there's big rotten holes in it. And I shouldn't have even gotten it when I knew that the bottom was sticky. So I'm having a hard time getting organic food. I told you guys yesterday I was on a spending freeze. What in the world? This doesn't sound like a spending freeze. Actually, I'm window shopping. We do need the Winx filter, though, because we have... I don't think I opened an account with them yet. We do have the filter that was supposed to be changed in May. And I didn't take the money to do it. And it's hard because I want clean air and... do I have my Costco card? I don't have my card with me. It's okay. I'll do that later. But I'm just curious if I were just to order it without looking at this book and just keep paying $30 more for everything. And I hate the game, of this coupons. It wasn't Safeway, it was Acme, which is like Safeway. I ate a bowl of cantaloupe. I ate it pretty fast because it's gone. I usually have stuff sitting out. It's good because there's fruit flies in here. I don't want it setting out. Anyways, there was another topic. I had to call the insurance company again because I keep seeing these letters that say you have until this date to do this thing, and then I'm on their website like, where's the letter, where's the thing, what's it this, what's that. I didn't go through my email until I was on the phone with customer service, and I did find out that there's the dividend that goes back to my bill, and the 2020 there was like 4 or 5 of them, and I used to a few years ago get a check for that, which was interesting. But I'm just gonna I gotta let it go. Like, I don't know. I'd rather have the check and then just pay the for some reason I'm paying the premium every month, and it's pretty high because now there's 2 vehicles and 2 drivers and a driver with less than 5 years of driving, which would be 2023. I want to say it was 2021 or 2020. Was it 2020? Well, let's just say 2020 makes me feel better. So we still have at least 2 more years left to finish that first 5-year driver maximum rate, whatever they charge when you're a new driver. Driver discounts with good grades, full-time student with good grades, and or B something or above average. And what was the other thing? If you have the recovery, a subscription to recovery, vehicle recovery if it disappears. So let's put up, yesterday I kind of forgot about what I was talking about. I used to write on sticky notes, but it didn't seem to work unless I really just posted it within the hour. So 2023, 9/19, 9/19. There's 3 here. I'm gonna call this last one. Oh, it's an hour 21. There's a lot of. So this first one I'm gonna post. I'm gonna put it as. I'm just gonna pretty much. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. What in the world? So I don't like to try to copy this, especially it takes so many gigabytes. I'm just gonna call it TW trigger warning. And I had a clever saying, but I forgot it. And then I'll say TMI, which I used to use that term, and then I'll say too hopeful. And I did have a bit of let me actually change the name. There we go. So let's just post that one, because I put the trigger warnings. How to get, and let's say, are there counselors that help with things like this? So I told you guys yesterday that I had the fear of cleanliness. So you could be like, what? Not like taking a shower and brushing my teeth, but actual clean houses. Oh shoot, I just heard a door open and close. We're always trying to get the laundry and stuff done. So I was gonna talk about with this deodorant that I'm scared I'm gonna like have this oil and all this stuff and it's not gonna be this fine consistency, and that I'll just try to like put it on my underarm and over my regular deodorant, and that it potentially is going to stain and cause rashes. I do have rashes on my underarm. I might have lightened up. I need to check because I'm using a completely different deodorant than that rose stuff. I got some mushroom deodorant. The best one was like the Icelandic, like algae, like sea algae. That was, I don't even know if I threw it away. The smell of that was the best. Like, it was like an all natural deodorant that I got from grocery outlet. And God, if I knew how much I love that deodorant, I would have bought every one and every single store that I could find. It's discontinued. It smelled so good and so fresh and mild. And it was made out of algae. It worked really well. It was really hard to throw away. I was like, you need to get online and find this deodorant. I don't care. I was like, it's unfortunate. Like, I don't care if it's old. I don't want it used, but if it's, I have an old one in here that I keep taking back and forth across. It's the alfalfa, whatever that one is. AFFALIA, I think. That one is shrinking. That's weird. It's like shrinking in a little plastic container. And I saw some deodorants recently that were twist cardboard, or my mind's thinking of like a wax toilet paper roll with all. I think it's not. I think it's like those push-up. You guys ever eat those things on a stick, the push-up pops? I did not like that. It's like what you call it? think of what you call it. That fruity ice cream. That's not ice cream. So I still haven't got any donations, and I'm still trying to work, and I think we're going fishing because my partner is wanting to go fishing with the tide, so I'm going to plan on going. Yesterday I was supposed to tell him whether I was going to go before the high tide, and he ended up going by himself late because of everyone in his family, and so since I have to work out of town sometime, I got to check my schedule, and I'm going to be doing a lot of training for did I post it? I believe I posted the notary video for you guys. I have this Venmo account twice, so I just have one towards the top and one towards the bottom. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Help me keep this channel, update the other channel, and get some video and other equipment to improve video and content quality. I'll say IE. Okay. Yeah, if I had a camera or GoPro, I would so take you guys fishing. And I, unfortunately, when I went onto YouTube on this other tablet, it changed the whole account. I wasn't going to use Google on it. I was going to decide to use a different Google account, or maybe a new one. And when I went into the YouTube app and signed in, it just changed the whole tablet is now associated with my Mia Orange, and I was going to use this Obama tablet to do videos and outside, and unfortunately it is now sharing the same data for the Mia Orange Google, and I'm really upset because it's maxed out, and so that was sad to try to move. Like, if I had used one of my other accounts, it would have had like hardly any, just a few emails, and wouldn't have had pictures and 20 years, 10, 15 years worth of Google stuff saved on there. And then I was using that, my partner was saying don't use this old style external hard drive, to use this little one that's 1 terabyte, and this is part 2. I have one somewhere else, so he bought 2 of them, and I thought he was going to use one, but he's like, no, just use them both. And this has been sitting here since 2020 or 2021, because I think 2021 or 2022. And then this fan, like this other little thing's USB fan, I had left a box in my room, and my daughter was like, oh, is this going to be for me? And I was like, oh no, I'm taking that with me. Like, I felt bad. My kids, I left them with a USB. Was it a USB? It was an orange and black USB and or battery fan. So it's like, because I don't think it, I think it was either or. Like, it wasn't like you could, like this one you can plug it in and it charges the battery. That one, I think it was just either or. So let's go ahead and add the tag. Let's say hopeful. So I was doing a survey about two old rugs that we have that were not supposed to stay in climate controlled places. Storage unit. We had one climate controlled and one non-climate controlled. I saw bugs, dead bugs, in the climate control we had at the U-Haul one. So I thought, in my mind, I assumed that they sprayed, or I don't know what. You never know. And so I'm wondering we had stuff in storage, not on the shelf or something, and these all the shelves in here, he mostly got for the storage unit. So I have a shelf here. It's got a bunch of big things for my clinic, like a centrifuge and a lab lockbox. It's got some papers, some books from who knows where. It's got the comic book collection. For some reason we migrated a bunch of the daily multivitamins and stuff here. I had a whole like side of the shelf just for notary, but it was basically just my notary bags. I could grab it and go. And then I'm trying to get a handle on. We have like 100 grocery bags. They don't do plastic here anymore, and we keep recycling them, reusing them, or we could recycle them and just turn them all in. There's recycling here that needs to be taken out. In the bottom, it's got trash bags, some other trash bags. There was some styrofoam that's really thick that comes with the packaging, and I used it for something else, so I'm pretty sure that it's time to just reuse one of these trash bags and put it by the door. Like, there's only so much you can. I reused it already. This TV or this monitor, ooh, it looks a lot smaller now. I was imagining it being like really big, so it looks so small. I probably could also, yeah, it looks like it's small enough that I could put the monitor here, and then the laptop would fit on here too. So I was gonna do that last week, just clean this whole thing off, and I got to go into papers, and then I had a credit card that I didn't put in my wallet that I needed to pay off, and I couldn't pay it off because I couldn't access the account online on the phone. Sometimes if you call the number, well, I don't have the card, you call the number on the back of your credit card and you say want to pay bill, and it usually lets you pay with an account, but it kept asking me over and over, what's the last four of the account number, what's the last four of the account number, what's the full account number, what's the 3-digit code, all I want to do is like, I just want to pay it. We shouldn't have to verify all that. If I have the last four and then I couldn't verify, it wouldn't verify my phone number online. It says, you can use your phone number to make an online account, and I'm sure I already had one. And the points, I have 275 or something. I said, can I use my points? They know you need, was it $25 minimum? So you could use the points, and I'm really disappointed because hopefully they don't expire. I should have asked. So there's all these stupid things. The one insurance place also has a bank, and I put money in my son's account, which he won't touch, and I don't want it to disappear, and I just moved money from mine, and I hope that it doesn't have a minimum balance. Let's check. It might. I never used that account. I don't even know if I have a debit card for that. Some of those debit cards end up in the file cabinet, and I'll look through all the old mail. There shouldn't be old mail. I had some important old mail the other day, and it is like, I set it on this computer thing, and then I looked again the next day, or 2 days ago. I looked the next morning. I can't find it anywhere. And I specifically had my Washington State in 2021, the thing that I needed for my medical license, the renewal form. So thank God my computer had saved whatever codes and all this stuff that I didn't even have. And unfortunately, one of the codes is this really long, difficult password that it's not like one that I just remember. It's like a bunch of letters and symbols and stuff. Let's see if this bank needs a minimum, because I do not want, and my son won't touch the account, and I put it in his name when he was younger than 18, and I cannot now move the money or close the account. And I'm just like, can't you just call them and close the account and then have your money just moved, like get a check or something? And he's like, I don't care. So it's hard. It's my money that I put in his account. You guys know that I've been in poverty for so many years. It's like that. It's nice to have that account, because the banks are closing. ATMs don't work a lot. We go to ATMs. Tommy Bites TV did read a list of some of the Wells Fargos that are closing their locations. Ohio, Oregon, Maryland, all over the place. Georgia, I think she mentioned a few. And they said one in Annapolis. I don't know about Delaware. We were at one in Delaware. There's none over here. And I thought there was a shopping center here that had a Wells Fargo Financial. Let's look it up. Let's just be crazy with the Google today. Let's see. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. What did I say it was? Oops, I was putting med. Right when that happened, I was so mad. Alright, so what is this? It says there's an ATM. It just says there's an ATM. Oh, I was watching Catfished. What is it? The one on YouTube, and like a couple months ago when they had the lady kept going to all these Bitcoin, or I don't know if it's specific Bitcoin or just crypto ATMs to put all this money into these people's accounts. And I had pulled something up for ATM or something the other day, and it did show a Bitcoin or a crypto ATM within walking distance, and then it showed some more, and I was looking into it. It looked like you could purchase them Bitcoin in that account, and I have no idea, because like, I guess you have to put in a card with money, right? Like, so that is like over my head, and I was like, oh my gosh, could you imagine if you had that ATM? So there says there's an ATM right up the street. It says ATM, and it says there's a bank in Annapolis, another in Annapolis. There's FSFS. I have no idea what that is. Severna Park, Pasadena. These are all far away. There's a lot that's the ATM. There's a lot of temporary closed M&T Bank. Oh, that's weird. Right up this street. Crofton. Where is Crofton? Isn't Crofton close? Wait. Where are these ones? Cardtronics. So, I hate the fees that are associated with banking, especially when I know they don't really pay us interest, but they use our money. My mind says, you have our money, you pay us for us using your account, not the other way around. We pay you to use our money when we're not using it. That just doesn't that seem backwards? We're stuck in a situation is we don't want our stuff stolen. When I went through to get some medications this morning, multivitamins, medications, bathroom products, soaps, I was having a nice time having products that I didn't have to just go to the store and get. When I listened to the Con Marie book, she didn't like having extras. She's like, you get one pack of toilet paper. When you're running out, you go and buy it in real time. Don't store it in your linen closets and all this stuff. There's not much in here. I don't like using these bottles. I need to like sanitize them somehow. At least I have a couple. You saw the other one the other day. There we go. There's another bank that I tried to put money in it and connect it to my account several times. I noticed I was able to go in, and it said failed, and like it didn't connect my bank accounts, my external accounts to this one, so it was almost near impossible for me to transfer. But when I went to do a transfer the other day, it had a percentage fee on it. And I was like, what? I have to pay to move money from my other account to here? So I think the balance is 0, so I might get shut off of that one. But going back to simplifying things, decluttering, not having to deal with, oh, I had that important piece of paper less than 12 hours ago, and now I wake up and it's nowhere to be found. It's not like I did much more than put the computer back up here and go to bed. But if it was where the computer belongs, I might have said, hey, move that over here so that you don't get that. Because if you put the papers, there's one here now, if you put the papers on the computer stand, and then it makes your computer slide around, and then you don't want it on the floor. So to say that I had nightmares because things were too clean when we lived in Turning Point Transitional Housing Shelter, we had inspections every 2 weeks and just moved from having inspections every day. And they made me feel super uncomfortable, the 2-week ones, when the house was clean. I didn't have as much clutter then because I just moved out of shelter and just went with pretty much the clothes on my back. And so I had stuff accumulated from the shelter, the clothing and the furniture somebody left behind, and the dishes someone left behind, and they bought us a purple set of plastic plates and big plastic cups. I don't remember having silverware. Actually, the silverware was, I think, left by another tenant. They left some silverware, and the place bought us the cheapest pots and pans that when you boiled water, I don't even like to boil water, like put it on like a lower temperature, it would wobble back and forth. We had a 2-burner stove, so it's not like you could even put it back, and you got 2 toddlers running around with the hot water going like this. You gotta just stand there, because it's gonna be bad anyways. And then when it cooled off and made all this noise, because the metal was so cheap and thin. But we had mac and cheese like every day. I was in a rough space, so I had been scared and went to a meeting. As soon as the inspection was over, I went to a meeting. It was just and I could hear him go next door and go through all the refrigerator, through all the cabinets. They'll go through your stuff, your closet, your clothes. They'll go through all of your personal items, especially if you're not there standing there. But I was able to clean the apartment, make sure the dishes, we didn't even really have that many dishes anyway, make sure the dishes were done, sweep and mop. You were supposed to take the trash out every day. You were supposed to sweep daily. You were supposed to wash your windows once a month, inside and out. We were on the 2nd floor, by the way, with no ladder. We were supposed to, I don't know. It is a really long list. I was working. I tell you, when I was homeless, I was also working. And I was trying to get back into school, and I had my kids just going to school, kindergarten for the first time, and then preschool for the first time for the youngest. And it was a mess trying to clean. I had tile floors. I don't know what the bedroom had. I don't remember it having carpet. And it came with 2 beds that we took with us. I think, did we take them both? I don't even know if we took the beds. Someone might have given us the beds when we moved. No, the next place had beds. And then someone gave us some beds for the following place. Yeah. That's what happened. We all had singles. Actually, I had a futon, and they gave me a futon to sleep, and we were all supposed to sleep on this. It was a new futon. We got a cheap metal futon when we moved in with a thin mattress, so that's better than sleeping on the floor. We didn't get it right away. I slept on someone left this couch that's in my room in Portland. It's the love seat with the foam. It unfolds into like a tiny bed, less than a twin, and it doesn't have metal so it's on the floor. That's what I slept in the first week, and the first week or 2, I slept on that with, I didn't have blankets, so I have some baby quilts, and a wool coat, which I had a dream about the other day that my partner was wearing it. It was I don't know if it was wool. I think it was wool. It was like a 1980s woman's big shoulder pad dress, trench coat style, long coat. I kind of wish I still had that coat, but because it would have been warm, right? You save warm stuff. Somebody was selling on Goodwill auctions a piece of not wool, but fur that used to be a coat. for $25. I was like, I can't look at this. I need to go and sell my stuff. So my survey was, we have the storage unit. We're trying to declutter. We're paying money. The rent has gone up like doubled or something, and it's hard. And we have 2 carpets in there, our rugs. We believe one is camel hair, and I'm not sure about the other one. And we have them like rolled up and tied, so they need to be unrolled. And we unrolled it a little bit, and there was a couple of mouse turds, so it could be destroyed. It could be covered in mouse urine for all we know. And because we only opened up like this much, or at least I did when I was in the storage unit. And we're trying to decide to just put it in the trash or go ahead and get it cleaned. But my partner said we absolutely can't sell it under that condition, and the cleaning is several hundred. My friend was like, I was like, would you keep it or get rid of it? And she's like, well, you need to get rid of the mouse, and you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to make money for the storage unit. And I was like, that's not what I asked. Like, would you keep it or not? Would you, if we had a home like that I owned, or a house, like our actual house or a regular apartment that had some floor space, I would probably keep it. I'd probably have it cleaned professionally and repaired, and then put it in the house and walk on it, or at least put it. I don't know if people like it under the bed. Put it somewhere, but I don't have a house, so that's what makes it hard to not have. We were in the garage before. We don't have space to put this stuff, but to put it in the apartment also means to put it in climate controlled. Even though this machine was broken last summer, and it was difficult, and our plants died. It was like I didn't get work done. It was difficult. So to end this one, you can tell me in the comments if you would get the rugs cleaned. We don't have the money right now though, and they end up still being in that spot. Get the rugs clean or just let it go. I mean, I'm almost want to say free, you clean it, but I mean, it's that disrespectful for you to say, hey, it's been out in the elements, like it's been out with the critters. What would you do? And what do you do when you feel like there's an importance to these material items, not just the fact that they're material items, not just because you can't afford to buy it, but for the fact clearly that it's something old and it's not necessarily made that way anymore. And so I'm really like history. I really like how well made things from the olden days are, especially if they've survived. And that's my problem. But I feel like the bigger problem to deal with would not be to preserve a bunch of stuff, but to be maintaining sanity and recovery and mental health and physical health and safety. I mean, if I'm complaining about these papers, where are these papers coming from? The mail and this and this and this. That's a fire hazard. If you had a house or didn't have a house or a storage unit, it could all go up in smoke. And then you would have said, hey, I wish I would have emptied the storage unit and got rid of that bill, and, you know, maybe take the boat to a facility. Like, I don't want to leave it at someone's house because you might never, that's the problem. You leave something somewhere and you don't ever see, oh yeah, I'll take care of your stuff. You need to come get it. So it's like, or at least put the big stuff in maybe a smaller unit that doesn't have so many openings to the outdoors where creatures are coming in. So we do have a bunch of bulk out there that I didn't want to get rid of, but it's almost like having it in a barn. There's hot, there's cold. We had food in there. We had the critters had pooped on the cans of food, so that I'm gonna have to tell him to, if he might have already got rid of that. It's like, are we gonna come back and bleach that? Because how dare we waste the food? But it's been sitting in there. A lot of it is here, and some of it I did bring back and clean, which sounds gross, but a lot of it is from 2020, and it's been in hot and cold, and I'm not sure that it's safe. I mean, canned goods should last, but it's super humid and stuff. A lot of stuff that we get from the food pantry is already dented. You know what I mean? Let me pause you guys so I can finish up. So I didn't, this is a recap about the weather kind of cooling down a little bit, and also feeling like, wow, I still have energy. So I have this fear of not having the energy or the mental, like, motivation or strength to do my chores and my work and do all of the stuff that involves children and partners and pets and home and clothing and finances and regular work. I think, what did I have? I had a survey for Washington State. Was it 60 something hours a week? And it had like whether you get paid or not get paid. And it might have been 44. It was 44 to 60. I don't know. I just estimated it, you know. But it's mostly was not paid the work that I was doing, the admin I was doing. And I don't have any formal research or teaching jobs, which they will ask doctors if you have hours you spent doing that. Besides patient care, some people don't do patient care. I'm wondering about these Echo people, Project Echo, if they were getting paid to be like do that as their job. It sounds fun to kind of work as a team and go through some of the current literature prior to the big 1 hour of Zoom call. But I'm hopeful that I can use the experiences that I spoke about in the video I just uploaded from yesterday to be a strength instead of a weakness, and to move from, people will say, you're playing the victim, like, don't call your ex-husband your abuser, stop saying that. Like, they're saying you're not doing it right, they're not doing it right. But to be able to, I heard some stories of people, you hear of like Uganda, or you hear of different villages where people are the only survivor, and some terrible people came in and destroyed and burned the homes and killed the people, and somebody escapes and they go and they speak and they, like the Dalai Lama, and they do all this guru stuff, like, oh, I survived this horrible thing, which is big. They have trauma, and they're saying, I'm grateful today that I can go around and spread hope and love and compassion and wisdom. And I say, you know, like my one teacher that I actually didn't like that much, I liked what she taught, how she taught, but I don't like her personality. I really like what she taught. It was a naturopath philosophy. Yeah, there's different teachers, I guess, but it was nice to think about, just because someone else has worse past than you, or they came from a worse family or better family, doesn't mean that what you're all dealing with now is not valid. So they have those so-called Karen videos where there's blacks or mixed race couples getting physically hurt and verbally assaulted, and that to that person, them seeing a person of color in their neighborhood is terrifying for me. And watching the video is terrifying for me because I know how it feels to be on the person of color side, and I have trauma. And so it's both valid. Oh my gosh, she's terrified of blacks. Like, we can't downplay her trauma. I don't support it, or her anxieties. So we can't compare. It's like, oh, well, hers isn't. Shouldn't even be validated. She shouldn't even be able to say that she's bothered by that. But it's like, that's her, and she's bothered by it, obviously. But to physically assault people with babies and stuff, like, come on. And put them in danger, put the babies in danger of her off-leash dog and all this craziness. That one lady got away with all that too. That's crazy. She hit them. She hit their phone, and your phone is connected to your hand. That's physical assault in my book. But some police officer in some rich neighborhood somewhere, or some judge or jury. So what can I say about it? If you have finances, if you have dividends, if you have jewelry that's in heirlooms, what do you do if you want to sell it, or if you want to insure it, or if you want to keep it safe, lock it in a safe deposit box? But not only your so-called riches, that people say your riches can be stored up on earth, but you can't take them with you, when you're gone. What riches do you have? What strengths do you have? And I'm doing my class so I can credit the training exchange, or sorry, is it? Yeah, the training exchange. There were some, they said, here's a list of things. Which ones are you going to choose for, what is it, your assets or something like that? And like, you can add your own. So I started, it was really hard, like financial wealth, financial freedom, and security. There was different ones I just couldn't choose. So I chose some of theirs as my top, and then I had to add some of my own because I could not relate to the rest. I feel very unsuccessful and very much a failure and very struggling so much, so I couldn't relate to what looks like a platform for successful professionals. So I have, contributing to society, building a family, behaving ethically, being skilled and capable, environmental rights, demonstrating expertise, adventure and excitement, and then creative, innovative, and hardworking. I think I just added the last three, and I wanted to credit them for the first, and that was one of the writing assignments from one of my notary classes on ethics. And so what treasures do you have that's instilled in you, or that you've developed? If you're not like me and you actually had grandparents and parents and relatives who taught you skills, and my grandma did teach me crocheting through the mail. Someone taught you fishing, she fished too. And what skills could you use to save your life? What skills could you use to keep yourself from being bored, or to be creative, to make a blanket for your grandchild? And what skills can you use to keep out of trouble? If your parents are all the same skin color and you're like me and you're getting picked on and your people were lynched and enslaved, what do you do to hold your head up and walk out after you bathe, freshen up, brush your teeth, put on clean clothes, and you're going to go run your errands, you're going to go to work, you're going to the car wash, and people start picking on you? So do you have any skills that you learned or inherited that's not gold stacked, but that's actually like kind of a non-tangible thing that keeps you from being insane? Peace, guys. Have a good day.